Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with KMYR 37. So in our last flight, we ended up here, I think it was Albertville? Yeah, Albertville, Alabama. And there's obviously not really going to be any flights from there. There was actually a couple jobs, but I couldn't fly them. I just simply didn't have time. I had to go back to work. And so I've had someone come pick up my plane and take it over to Memphis, which is one of our bases. And I actually found a couple jobs there that actually take us over to one of our other bases, is Myrtle Beach. So there's actually two jobs here. One pays $6,000, the other pays $14,000, so you get about a little over $20,000. So I thought that would be pretty muchly worth it. It says about 553 miles. We'll check out our route here in just a second. I was actually trying this yesterday and had some problems with the freaking controller. I've had really weird things just happening with my controllers all of a sudden. The joysticks not working and buttons not working, so I actually ended up putting it off last night, and now the weather has completely changed at both airports. One's completely different directions, so I had to redo this. But we're going to be taking off on runway 18. I don't know if it's going to be left, right, or center. It doesn't matter. They're all the same headings, 180 degrees. And because, like I said, I have no idea where that's going to put us right there. By the way, we have scenery for both. Memphis is by FSDreamTeam, and Myrtle Beach is the old, was it 2012, I think, by the airport guys. I don't know if they ever put out any more airports, but it's not a bad one. And as you can see with the wind here, we're going to be landing on runway 36. That's a heading of 357 degrees. I try to keep this around some airways, which these are low altitude airways below 18,000 feet. The plane can go to 25,000, but we'll probably keep it around 17.5 or so, not go over the other airways, although there's not that many of them. There's some weird places where like they just kind of stop and you can't really follow them. I believe this is one area, like the airways just kind of stop right there and go this way. It's like, well, how the hell am I supposed to get over there? So we're just kind of trying to fly like that. Tried to keep it on there as best I could, but yeah, we still got some time for both of these. I've got to go back to work tomorrow, so we got to get these done. Over to our fleet. I think I already loaded them up because, like I said, I tried to do this yesterday. Let's just make sure they're here. Yeah, they're both on there. And we have enough for 893 nautical miles, although we usually use less than what it says we're going to. So let's go ahead and fly this aircraft ourselves. By the way, as you saw there, you'll probably see it again. It is full fuel. I went ahead and just loaded her down. So both of those are loaded. Let's go ahead and get it going. Last position. I'm not going to do last position because, well, I have no idea. We didn't actually fly it there ourselves. Like I said, someone came and picked it up. I have no idea where anything is. Let's just go with, now go with 10. We'll say that. VFR, I'm going to put cruising altitude more around 17.5. And I think we can do that. It'll still be daylight out. All right. And I'm not gonna load this up quite yet. I got to go over to Active Sky and get that going. But we'll go ahead and be on over at the plane. All right, everybody. So here we are at the plane. This actually, when it started up, because we don't have this airport and air hauler, so it actually had us over in the parking garage. So I got her pushed back to here. Man, that is just beautiful. Like I say, FSDreamTeam, which they always do great work. I've got everything in dense because this, their airports are much harder to fly with. Use a lot more memory and everything. So let's go ahead and get this stuff set up. I've got mainly everything else set up I was checking out. So that's off. But of course, one of the weird things about this is you have to do it if you do the pop-up, but you gotta also do this one as well, which doesn't make any sense. You'd think they would both be tied in, but they're not. So let's get this set up to where we would want it. I don't know exactly where I want it, but I'll put it there for now. Get this, as I remember, you gotta go from the bottom up to make it smaller. Still don't know why. I don't know why it looks like it's bigger like that. I don't know. And this is for autopilot and everything. Kind of important. So I'll move this over here as well. I think that's all we need for us to get going. I'm going to go ahead and put the parking brake off and get us pushed back. Get this out right now. The heading needs to be 180. It's going to be hard to read. Those little purple numbers. 75. Right there. I believe that's 180. Right there. That was great. So we'll be taking off to our left. We've got a runway right here. I can't remember, how do we get them to push to the side? Really doesn't matter. We got GSX here too. Alright, so I've got now the beacon. I'm kind of, it's off ground flight, I'm guessing, or is it the strobe that is off ground flight? I put this on ground, so maybe it's correct. Alright, so taxi light is on, nav lights are on there as well. So let's go ahead and start our taxi. This is that plane I was having trouble with. It kind of wants to go, when you're taxiing, it wants to go fast, it wants to go slow. There we go. So I don't know if that's 18 center or 18 left. Oh, this close to, what the hell is that? We can't be binging around like that. We're not going all that fast. We'll swing out to the left here. We're not going to get on right here. I'm not sure exactly how much runway is to the right anyway. I don't know if it would be enough or not. So we'll just keep heading down this way. Yeah, this FSDreamTeam, their scenery is always stunning. We're not going that fast. Although out here it kind of feels like we're going fast. Slow her down just a little bit. Looks like we can go right down there. UPS down there? This is one of their huge hubs. I don't know if it's their biggest or not. Good lord. Sazarker beating up the plane on taxi. Let's check out the fuel. I mean, we had it set to full, but if you look at it, it's not quite full, I don't think. But everything should be good. I don't know. Now, I think this does actually have a... No, it doesn't. It doesn't have a set. I'll have to load that flight plan in here in 1 second. I hate having to go into the menus because it can give you some memory problems down the road. Although I think once we get away from Memphis, everything will be all right. It's just this airport uses a ton of memory. Myrtle Beach is also an add-on, but I don't think it uses near as much. So we should be able to get on right here. I don't know why we couldn't. Let's go up and we'll get on. It looks like... Yeah, use that right over there. Now reload the flight plan. And I do have procedures. One thing I haven't been showing all that, man, it's like 20 pages of procedures for this plane, and it just gets... It would be, I think, extremely boring to go through and all that. So I just cut all that out when I use them to load everything up correctly. This is actually the end of the runway, so it's a good thing we turned here. We totally missed that line. So it's a good thing we stopped here and didn't try to go down any further. Good lord. How did I miss that line so bad? Alright, put my parking brake on real quick. I'll be right back. I'm going to load that flight plan. Alright, everybody, cutting back in. I think we're actually... I knew that was going to happen. Well, I didn't know it was going to happen. I was really afraid it was going to happen. Loaded the flight plan, and of course, it gave me the freaking black screen. It was exactly what I feared. So I had to restart everything. Restart air hauler 2 and everything. So we're here at 1800. I think we were actually... came down here, and we're actually on the same runway, though. I'm not totally for sure. But I'm hoping we're all set up now. So we'll do the before takeoff really quick. I don't know if it has these, but I know those, because I realized in the last fighter when we did the check ride, those were all the way down. So I'm going to move those real quick. Prop levers are full forward. Flaps, let's go ahead and set those because I didn't confirm that. There we go. Set to takeoff. Trim, I don't mess with the trim. I find that kind of weird in this plane, so I'm not going to mess with the trim. We should be alright. Brake ice, if installed, we've got to make sure that's off. There is brake de-ice that is off. Stall warning heat, it is off. The stall warning heat, I actually don't see where it is. This is a stall warning light, so I don't know if that's actually, that doesn't make any sense that there's a light. I would think that would be the heat, because this is where all the anti-ice and everything, as you can see, is on. So I'm not totally sure about that. Stall warning light, it doesn't make any sense. So we'll go ahead and I'll flip that on. It just doesn't make sense that there would be a light on the stall warning. That is extinguished over there, so we should be alright. Left and right pitot heat are on. Auto feather is armed. Transponder, I can never remember the correct, I think it's 1600 or something. It's been so long since I've flown, I can't remember if it's 1200 or 1600 is for VFR, so I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm just going to leave it set to what it is, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, bleed air valves as required. The bleed air is over here. I can't remember if it should be open or off. I'm going to go ahead. But see, then we get the lights, so I'm going to go ahead and put those back open. Blowers, high or auto, that is over here. It's right here. That's low. I'm going to put that in auto. Enviro mode control, it says as required. That's over here as well. If you actually put that down, it actually comes back up. I don't even totally understand what that is, so I'm going to leave that off. Generator load. I can't actually check that, but I know last time I had moved this over to plus. Annunciator, either extinguished or understood. That just has to do with the ignition. I think that those are supposed to be on, because like I said, they are the ignition. So considered, that's good. Interior, exterior lights. Let's go ahead and, well, when we take the runway, we'll go ahead and put those. But we should be good. I know one thing, though, it says engine anti-ice is supposed to be on, I believe, when you're on the ground, so I'm not sure if I should go ahead and set those or not. I'm just going to leave them off. Alright, so we will go ahead, put all this on, landing lights on, and we'll go ahead and take the runway and get on out of here. By the way, the brakes do work now. They don't work through FSX like they always have. I had to go into FSU IPC and set the button to get the brakes to work. And then yesterday, my thrust lever wouldn't work at all. I had to uninstall and reinstall my joystick and everything. It's a big pain. All right, so we'll get lined up here a little better. Oh my goodness, there's a guy taking off in the opposite direction. Of course. Go ahead and get on out of here. Speed's alive. Go ahead and rotate. I think last time I have no idea what that is. What in the hell is going on here? I've never seen that before. Gears coming up. I have Has anyone ever seen that before? I sure as hell haven't. Retracting the flaps. I wonder if there's some sort of elevation problem or something. And that's why we've been bumping. I've did the elevation correction and it looks fine, so I don't know. But, good lord. There is some weird things going on at the airport, so I think there was just some kind of problem there. I sure as hell, I didn't do anything. It's kind of handling kind of odd, I must say that. Although I kind of noticed that the last few times we used it. I would like to hop out of the plane here in a second. We need to open this up real quick. Alright, I'm trying to fly with my left hand and that's not a real good idea. Yaw damper. Autopilot. Switch that over to nav. Now see... Come on, thing. I can't remember which one is the altitude hold, and here we go. So now is that going to try and hold it? Let's see what it does here. I think we picked the right one. It's going to try and hold that right there. Good lord. We just have to learn that autopilot better. Now we've gotten so far away from the daggone airport, I can't take a good look at it. So that would be downtown Memphis? Is the airport really that close to downtown Memphis, though? I got a little worried there taking the right. I was like, that thing just banking over on its own or what? Like I said, everything is in dents. I think I said that earlier. That looks totally different. That's usually a memory thing, so that's not... I'm not feeling good about that. I think we might just need to get it out of Memphis and this thing might start acting a little better. Weird things going on. But that doesn't look stuck, although I've changed some buildings and stuff. We've got problems with water in areas. Very, very odd. I'm gonna check my procedures again. We're going a little quick there. Alright, so flaps are up. See, enviro mode is in auto because I've left it down. So, bleed airs as required. See, I don't, actually, bleed airs needs to be open, and so they are open. See, I wonder if they were supposed to be closed when you're taking off. I can't ever remember. Yaw damper is set. Props need to be at 1550. Let me see if I can find the gauge. Props 1703. So let's see what happens. $1570. See if that doesn't get into around. That's just below 1550. I'm going to leave them right there. Now, at climb power, you got to set that, but good lord, there's too many views. I'm not sure exactly what our power should be for the climb. That is one thing it doesn't actually list. By the way, we're not, should be climbing a little bit quicker. Prop sync needs to be on. We'll turn prop sync on. Windshield anti-ice to normal. So we'll look down here in our anti-ice. Here's windshield right there. See, it says off. Normal is up at top. I'm going to put that at normal. And I'm going to put the prop auto ice to auto as well. Although I don't think we should be experiencing any anti-ice, at least not near Myrtle Beach. And again, I keep feeling like I'm sitting down slightly low. I need to redo that view, so I'm sitting up a little bit. Take a look at this right here. See, it doesn't tell us for the full route, just tells us to the next checkpoint, to the next point. Taxi light can come off. Here we are at 7,000 feet. Now, since these are turboprops, I'm not sure if we lean out the fuel or not. I'm thinking that you still do, but I'm not going to mess with it for now. There's 85%. For the climb, that's what I'll use it at. And then when we get to cruise, I'll move the props back to 80%. I think that's pretty typical. Anyhow, well, that was a really crazy takeoff, but I'm going to go ahead and speed on up, everybody. I'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, I've slowed it down here. We got a late on our descent here. So we're gonna have to cut off on our descent. Let's switch this over to heading real quick. I'm trying to get us down to about 2,800 feet. We actually ended up going, what, 21 to 5 or something? We got in some storms. it got bad, man. It got real bad. So we ended up having to go up above. It was actually 2 sets of storms. The first one's about knocked us out of the sky. Man, I just was not ready for that at all. Let's increase our descent rate here to 1,200. And we'll just kind of cruise around up here, you know, man, until we get down there. ILS is 111.9. I've already got that in. We'll see if we can't use that here in a minute. Kind of watching our speed. I think I've got everything mostly set up for the approach and everything. We'll have to do a couple things, I do believe. See, like, that doesn't really make sense to me. Descent, alright, TCAS, if it's installed. Pressurization, altimeter, windshield ice as required. Prop de-ice, if it's above 10, you don't need it. It's above 10 right now. That's 10 Celsius. It was at 10 Fahrenheit. Yeah, 30 Fahrenheit now. Man, we're getting a little far away here. Let's see. Fuel balance, power, cabin briefer, cabin signs. And then before landing, cabin signs, approach speeds, cockpit doors, curtain, auto feather is arm, pressurization, flaps, and all that. It said somewhere about like prop sync and stuff like that being off. I thought I saw that, but I don't see it on here. But yeah, auto feather gets turned back on. I think it's off right now. Man, this is taking a while to get down. We're still at 12.3. There's the airport. We're still just way too high. Let's go back out to the right a little bit. Still 11.6. Yeah, I didn't see that we were coming up over the ocean until a little late. Quite honestly, I didn't realize exactly how close that was on the distance that we had to go, man. Was that 9-0? Alright, due east, and then we'll come back for it. I've got it set up to 2800. I'm not sure if that's going to be too high or too low. It seems like we're really pretty daggone close if you were right here. And so, I don't know. I'm not sure if we should be a little lower or what. Actually, instead of GPS, by the way, could just turn that over. Alright, coming up on 10,000. Landing light's coming back on. Taxi light as well. That is recognition. Isn't that like... I thought that was like the logo or something. And not recognition as you would think. Let's go due north. Or sorry, south. I don't want to get too far away. Just trying to get rid of some altitude. We haven't used anything in terms of fuel, man. And I've had the power set at like 85%, full on the condition levers. By the way, these need to go back to 100%. Our speed is still kind of high. Way too high for landing. we're also getting way too far away from the airport, it seems. And I don't want to get too low there with the gear. Well, did that light up or something? That was kind of crazy. I didn't realize it would do that. See, we're still going to be a little too high. Higher than I want to really be. Because like right now, I did it again. We could almost come straight in. It's just we're a little too high still. Man, come on. Get on down. But I can't really reduce my sit rater. I'm afraid my speed's going to come up too much. Because I can't pull back on the throttle anymore. You heard what happened. Because we still got almost like 5,000 feet to go. To be, you know, exactly where we want to be. What is the airport heading anyway? 357. So it'd be nice if I could just turn straight over to it. We're just too freaking high. Too high. So let's kind of turn towards it and then we'll turn away. I can't tell what that heading is. I think that's 357 right there, actually. We're just going to be a few thousand too high to actually make our approach, man. Actually, that like shows us. Does that really show us on the descent right there? What if I hit nav right here? Because we're actually fairly far out. And that shows us like right on the glide slope. I believe that is the airport right there. Yeah, it looks actually like we're actually right on it. That's pretty sweet. Let's go over some procedures real quick. Well, this is not really a thing we have to do. Cabin signs, we don't care about. Approach speeds, cockpit door or curtain open. Auto feather needs to be armed. Auto feather right here. Alright, that is armed. Pressurization check, I don't really care about that too much. We'll get the flaps down when we can. Landing gear and lights. The problem right here is getting our speed down, man. I'm afraid to put the gear out just yet. The 4,000. Yaw damper can come off. Let me see if I can get the gear down. Sounds like the gear will go down. I can't remember if it can get to the autopilot there or not. We don't need this. Mute my mic for 1 second. Alright, I'm back. I just saw it blink. Our speed's coming down a little too much now. So that's what I was worried about, was our speed. Up on 3,000. Everything looks good. And yeah, it shows us right on it. Although now it's holding at 3,000. I can't even remember how to do it anymore. How to set up the ILS. Alright, autopilot can go off. So I can't even remember. Is there not a... Oh, that actually brings that up. That's actually quite nice. Flaps. Speed's getting a little low, but we need to get low now. Needing to get lower seems to be a problem we have on this flight for some reason. But on the ILS, shouldn't the nav, I would think, would bring us right in? It's been so long, but I would have thought, yeah, on this one you don't have to hit anything else. And let's... Oh, I've trimmed it down too much. Speed's a little high. And we're a little high. But for the, for the most part, everything looks pretty good. Alright, put a little power in. We're just a little too quick now. A little more. And make sure of one thing. We're off to the left a little bit. We're about to get too high. Speed has crept up. We're at full flaps. Need to get down. Whoa, that really ballooned us. That was really not good. Watch that speed, even though we're getting nose down.
500.
Speed is still a little high. Flyer down to the runway here. Oh. Says it was okay. Let off the brakes here. Take the high speed off ramp. I thought we had reversers. I thought you could activate like reversers on this thing, but it didn't seem to kick in. See, last time we hit the ground a little sooner than I thought, so this time I thought we were closer to the ground and we were actually further away. Because I was thinking about that in my head. All right, remember we're a little higher up, so it feels like we're further, but we're actually closer. But I got it backwards that time. I did not even hit the throttle that much. And here, wind it up. Alright, stop right here. Stop the recording. We got some stuff to take care of. Landing lights need to come off. The strobe. And for ground operations, I was right. I read on the ground operations, the engine anti-ice needs to be on, so you don't ingest anything, I guess. Alright, so we'll go to the next page. After landing, prop levers. Let me check something. It says prop levers go to taxi. Whoa, not that. Not feather. Alright, so let's see. That's at 26%. Where are you at? They're not going to be equal. Alright, they're both at 26%. I don't know if that should be good there. Light says required engine anti-ice on is required, but then it'll talk about needing to be on. See, to minimize ingestion of ground debris, the engine anti-ice system should be on for all ground operations. It's got a bunch of stuff. I don't like that. Same. Saw warning heat off. I don't know if we're still counting that as the light. Left and right pitot heat. We can go ahead and turn those off. Engine auto ignition. We can turn off. Windshield anti-ice should be off. So that's up. Prop de-ice. I did turn that. I already had that off. Left and right fuel vent heat off. I don't have that off. Alt suck heat off. We weren't using that. Transponder goes to standby. I did set that, by the way, back to 1200. Standby transponder off. Trim flaps. Go ahead and retract our flaps. See, then it lists some of the same stuff again. I don't know why that is. Alright, so we can go ahead and taxi on over. Sorry, I was just trying to get stuff set up. I didn't know it was going to take that long. Alright, we can go ahead and taxi on over. Wow, it sounds like it wants to put those things almost as a reverser. You can hear it. Feels like we're getting really quick. Trying to use the brakes to tame it instead of moving the power up and down. That got us way slower than I wanted to be. But yeah, see, you don't hear us hitting the ground like we were at Memphis. I think there was something wrong there with the air elevation or something. Although I did the airport elevation correction, and I know I just installed Memphis and ran through the auto updater for GSX, which that little panel, it updates everything. So I don't know what the hell the problem was, but that's what it sounded like, was an airport elevation problem. But it looked fine until we got up in the air. So I'm not really sure what the heck was going on there, or how to fix it. Okay, so we'll go over to the left here. We don't need to go up to a gate or anything. There's the B1900D. Technically, we probably could have gone over to the other side. Airport really isn't as nice as I remember, although it's still not that bad. There's our parking brake. But it's nice to have working brakes now, I must say. Alright, taxi light can come off. Let's see if we can go through the securing the plane. Parking brake is set, power steering, I don't know, off. I don't really think about the power steering. Standby attitude, avionics switch. I can't even remember where the avionics, I was thinking it was that. I've got to start this thing up anyway to do my replay, so I'm kind of like, I don't even think we should do it. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut the fuel. And that will get air hauler 2. Because like I say, I've got to restart this to do my replay. Oh, there goes FSX. I'm going to have to restart that at some point. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, so FSX shut down. It said fatal error. That's never good. Let's go ahead and unload this. Got 2 more jobs completed. Flight tracker. Oh, that's great. All kinds of errors. No, I don't want to quit. Oh, thanks. Now I'm not going to get to see what happened. So our flight results, we're not going to get to see that. That really sucks. Air hauler 2, man. All kinds of stuff going wrong. Alright, I don't know why even why passengers, it's the 13th, so why, I've started up several times, why do I always have to go back a day, and there were no flights on Saturday anyway, so I'm not sure why it always goes back a day, and I'm not sure why, even if there were no passenger flights like that. Yeah, I guess, do I get to see that? A flight log? Do I get to, I don't know if we can bring that back up. I mean, you see it doesn't even have the freaking B1900D. KHXD. See, I don't, it should have them by date or whatever. It doesn't even have the thing. Isn't that just awesome? So for some reason, that I don't even see that in the log. That really sucks. It better have that we were at Myrtle Beach, though. So it does have that 1013. Alright, so it did have it there. So that's fine. I would have just liked to have been able to see. I don't even know, can you bring up? Yeah, I don't. That just shows where you've been. It doesn't show the actual log. Like how the flight was. Alright, but that's alright. That sucks that got crashed. I would have liked to have seen that. Anyhow, well, I don't know what we'll do here at Myrtle Beach. I'm working 6 out of the next 7, so on my 1 day off, I probably won't fly. I'll wait till I have another, like, 3 days off or whatever. So it doesn't really stand to look at the flights, because I'm not going to be able to fly any of them. So, well, I guess with that, that's going to be the end of this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it. Catch you guys on the next flight.